Never run out of battery again with the INIU portable charger, the slimmest 10,000 milliamp hour power bank that keeps your devices charged on the go. Stay powered up wherever you go. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Keir Starmer must support UK's World War II veterans. Respect our heroes. We are demanding that the Prime Minister help some of the last remaining World War II soldiers to honor fallen comrades. Our plea to Sir Keir comes after funds from a government scheme dried up, meaning they could miss anniversary events planned for this summer. It is especially poignant in the year that Britain marks the 80th anniversary of VE Day on May 8. D-Day soldier Ken Cook is one of a number of veterans to back the Respect Our War Heroes campaign. Don't miss Rachel Reeves' disaster as she faces fresh humiliation over economy latest. The 99-year-old, who was badly wounded in the Normandy landings, said it's a very emotional experience to visit friends who didn't come home. Falklands hero Simon Weston said, "These are extraordinary people, they must be helped." Last year, during 80th anniversary commemorations, Sir Keir said the D-Day veterans represent the very best of us. Campaigners say the Prime Minister would only need to find tens of thousands of pounds to help the D-Day veterans most aged 98 or 99 to travel to France and the Netherlands. Afghanistan veteran and former Tory Veterans Minister Johnny Mercer has also backed the campaign. He said, "For as long as these heroes from WW2 are around, the government should be contributing. What in context for the government is a paltry sum to ensure these veterans can attend commemorations for as long as they wish." The scandal emerged after funds ran out from a scheme that was set up to help veterans travel to the continent to attend commemoration events. Former Conservative Chancellor George Osborne announced in June 2014 that some of the money from fines paid by banks following the Libor scandal would help support British veterans. D-Day Revisited operated a system on behalf of the Treasury, which saw the charity disperse funding to help veterans of campaigns in France, Italy, and the Netherlands. The scheme was due to include anniversaries up to and including the 75th anniversary of D-Day in June 2019. But it was extended to 2020 and then again into 2024 after the COVID pandemic. Veterans and groups supporting them were invited to apply for the Libor funding. Individual applications were usually restricted to a veteran plus a relative or carer. Successful applicants received £1,000 per person, but the money ran out following last year's 80th anniversary of D-Day. Dick Goodwin, vice president of the taxi charity for military veterans, said his charity is hoping to take 1215 veterans to Europe for this year's D-Day events. He said this could cost £50,000 to £80,000, depending on how many veterans are able to go. We use your sign-up to provide content in ways you've consented to and to improve our understanding of you. This may include adverts from us and third parties based on our understanding. You can unsubscribe at any time. Read our privacy policy. Don't miss Panic in Spanish Holiday Hotspot as flooding warning issued latest. I'm an ex-Royal Marine, and I'm disgusted by very real military crisis for UK news. All the people in UK potentially able to avoid conscription if WW3 breaks out WW3. Mr. Goodwin urged the government, "Please consider funding these remaining veterans to get them to the theaters of war they fought in. The Libor money has made a real difference in the past." Hero Mr. Cook, who was 18 when he landed on Gold Beach as part of the second wave of soldiers arriving on Normandy's beaches. This year, the veteran is a special guest on the Express/Ledger Battlefield Tour VE Day Coach Tour. He said it is important veterans can still revisit the places their comrades fell. He said, "It's a very emotional experience as you would expect because we're going to see our friends who didn't come home. We go to revive some memories and visit different cemeteries. I shall never forget D-Day. For me, as an 18-year-old, it was like being a Boy Scout. I had never seen a ship before or a beach. Everything was brand new. Once you see it, you never forget." His son Stephen said, "We're very grateful that Ledger is funding the cost of our trip, but I think there will be other veterans who were relying on the Libor money." I understand the government needs to cut spending, but this year marks the 80th anniversary of the end of the war. Richard Palusinski chairs the Spirit of Normandy Trust, SONT, which has taken veterans to D-Day commemorations in France for 30 years. He said, "The LIBOR funding was a helpful sum of money. It was very important to us. We believe veterans have paid the price, so we refuse to charge them for going back to Normandy. These trips cost a significant amount of money. We pay for travel and accommodation and take a full medical team with us. For the veterans, this is their opportunity to go back to Normandy and remember their old comrades. While they are fit enough and able enough to make the trip, it is beholden upon us to enable them to do so." Mr. Palusinski explained that the trips have become increasingly complex as Britain's World War II veterans have aged. Many will be centenarians or in their late 90s and no longer physically capable of traveling by coach. Shadow Defense Secretary James Cartledge told The Express, "It's absolutely vital that veterans are able to properly participate in these important events. The passing of our last Battle of Britain pilot is a reminder of the extraordinary sacrifice previous generations made in World War II. In government, we made Britain the best place in the world to be a veteran. The government must continue this work. I will be asking questions in Parliament to make sure the government are working closely with charities so they are fully honoring our veterans in these important celebrations." The Ministry of Defense has been approached for a comment. A government spokesperson said, "The government has major plans to mark the 80th anniversary of VE Day in May 2025, with a military procession in central London, a service at Westminster Abbey, and a spectacular concert for thousands of guests. Veterans will be at the heart of the VE Day anniversary commemorations, and the government is supporting community events across the country."